So we've been aware that there's been absolutely no audio the entire first block. I guess we apologize for the inconvenience, but the good news is we still got 2 more blocks to go. We still got majority of the show left, so, I mean, welcome back to College Crossfire, I guess. Hopefully you can hear me now. I'm hoping. So, I mean, after an entertaining first round that you totally could not hear, the leaderboard has Cody right now at first with 7 points, Raymond at second with 6, and Parker in last with 5. But there's a lot more questions to go, so let's get started with round number 2, this time with audio. Over the weekend, the country got not 1, but 2 wins over Canada in the sport that was created by the Canadians. First on Saturday, the women's USA hockey team beat Canada, and then the men's USA hockey team followed suit on Sunday to complete the sweep. To you, who had the best performance for the women's and the men's for the tournament, and why? Raymond, we start off with you.
For the men, I'm going to go with Quinn Hughes. First, because his consistency throughout the tournament. He set the most record for defensemen with 8 points by United States men, defensemen, most points. As a defender, 8 points, yes. And then Hillary McKnight for the women, I'm going to go with her. In her 5th, in her 5th Olympic appearance, she set the record for 15 goals, most by any U.S. women ever. Also the most points. Also 33, I'm getting stat corrected in the crowd. The most 30, and also had 33 points, the most by any United States player in a single in all time. So I'm going to go with Quinn Hughes and Hillary McKnight. Hillary Knight for the record-breaking performances throughout the tournament.
Got the stats right. Just need to get the name next time. Cody, you're actually starting. Go second.
Yeah, I'm going to start with the females. I'm going to go with Hillary Knight as well. They're females. The women's hockey team. Anyway, I'm going to go with Hillary Knight as well.
Tough crowd today.
Huh? For the exact same reasons as Raymond, actually. 5th Olympics and just showed out, broke records. I think that type of performance gets kudos for sure. And I want to take a moment to talk about Jack Hughes, actually. I could sit up here. I could talk about Hellebuck and how he was a brick wall. I could talk about the penalty kill. I could talk about Quinn Hughes. But when it's overtime in a gold medal game and it's the USA against Canada and this is the biggest moment of your life and you net that one in overtime, there's no better performance that you can put up. And that was Jack Hughes. He showed up in the biggest moment. And regardless of what happened in the previous games in that tournament in the Olympics, I got to give it to Jack Hughes for finishing it off for the U.S.
I like the answer. Parker?
I'm also going to start with the women's team because let me just say, everybody watches women's sports. Exactly. I'm actually going to have 2 different answers for the women. I'm going to take Erin Frankel. Thank you. She saved 97 out of 99 shots faced, set the U.S. women's team up for the longest shutout streak in hockey history, or in Olympic history, between the men and the women. Saved 67 out of 68 shots faced ratio. Yeah, I mean, love the women's team. And then for the men's, Allie told me how to say it. I'm not going to remember. Connor Hellebuck, yes. 41 saves in the gold medal game. And might I add, he actually assisted Jack Hughes with that gold medal goal. So he's literally, I think, in my opinion, the only reason that USA won that gold medal game with his saves. Super consistent throughout the whole tournament. I believe he was 131 out of 137 for shot saved throughout the tournament. So
you are right. You picked both of the goalies. I like that. But I'm going to have to give Cody the 3 here because, look, I've been...
He called them females, TJ. That's not okay.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I guess I need to just, like... Females, right? That's not something wrong. Look, I've been, I've watched the Stars for a long time, and they've had 2 Game 7 overtimes in my lifetime where the goalie has made over 50 saves, and they still lost because nobody could score a goal. Jack Hughes was the hero in this tournament and that game. I know Connor Hellebuck saved a lot, but I'm going to have to give it to Jack Hughes. And so I'm going to give you the 3 here. Parker, I'm going to give you the 2 because I do like the goaltender answer because, of course, they are the real reason why teams, are good or not really, are successful or not. Raymond, I'm going to give you the 1, but great answers all around, guys. So last week, we talked about Tyreek Hill, and now another notable, to a lesser extent, player in the NFL will be on the move after his team released him. Just 2 offseasons ago, the Falcons paid Kirk Cousins a 4-year, $180 million contract with $100 million guaranteed. Now back in the present, the Falcons are now paying for Kirk to leave the team and go somewhere else. to you, what team best suits Kirk Cousins and why? Cody, we're going to start off with you.
Yeah, I'm going to preface this with saying that I think Kirk Cousins is a great guy and a Michigan State legend. But he is 37 years old, and I know people want to see him go back to the Vikings. I don't think you want to stunt J.J. McCarthy's development. He could go to the Jets. I don't know that he really fits that timeline. I think that he does fit the Raiders' timeline, and I'll explain why. The Raiders are not that great. They haven't really built out their O-line. They got a couple weapons. They're presumably taking Fernando Mendoza with the first pick. If there's two things that Kirk Cousins and Fernando Mendoza love, it's God and football. I think they'll get along really well in the locker room. I think that he can learn a lot from Kirk Cousins, who's an extremely experienced quarterback in this league, playing in Washington and in Minnesota. And honestly, you look at what the Giants did last year. They were real bad with Russell Wilson at the helm, and they put Jackson Dart in, and he started to shine. I think that you could see the same situation for the Raiders this year. Let Kirk get some burn. Let Mendoza sit for an extra month maybe. Let him learn from a guy who was a starter in the league for 10-plus years. At the end of the day, it's going to be Mendoza's team, and Kirk Cousins can teach him how to be a wonderful quarterback.
That's interesting. I like that take there. Oh, it's Parker.
Oh, it is me?
Good, yeah.
Kind of the obvious answer here. I'm going to take the New York Jets. Jets entering yet another rebuild year, post-Justin Fields flop era. I just think there's no strong free agent quarterbacks. The draft class, especially for quarterbacks, past Mendoza, is pretty lackluster. I think that the Jets are going to sign Kirk Cousins to a one-year deal, have him come onto the team, send us in for another rebuild year in 2027. But I just think that's kind of the most logical place to go. The Jets and Kirk Cousins were kind of in cahoots in 2018 before he went to the Vikings. And I also just think the Jets are kind of going to want to hold out for a stronger QB draft class in 2027 with like maybe Arch, Trinidad Chambliss. And then also I think they have 2 top 16 picks in the draft this year. I think they're really going to want to save that for building up their defense, getting players like Arvell Reese or David Bailey. So New York Jets it is.
The New York Jets. And Raymond?
Sometimes the most obvious answer is the best answer for this reason only. The Minnesota Vikings are in a moment where they need to win now because Jettis is getting unhappy each passing season. He's not going to wait on the development of J.J. McCarthy. So the best move is to go back and get Kirk Cousins, a guy that's familiar with Kevin O'Connell's system. Kirk Cousins had his best years with Kevin O'Connell. That is an easy thing. And also, you sign him to a one-year deal. You bring him into camp so he can challenge J.J. McCarthy. If J.J. McCarthy wins the job, guess what? You have an experienced backup quarterback that knows your playbook like he knows the playbook completely. If Kirk Cousins wins the job, you have him for that 1 year, and then if whatever happens, you can move off Jettis, load up on some draft picks, and that next loaded quarterback class to take a Arch Manning or a Dante Moore next year. So I think win-now mode this year with Kirk Cousins is the move for Minnesota.
All right, guys. Another great round of answers. I could give you guys all 3 here, but of course I can't do that. So, Raymond, I'm going to give you the 3. I know it's the obvious answer, but I like how you brought up Justin Jefferson. He needs somebody now, and Kirk Cousins, although isn't an A-tier quarterback by any means, is somebody that compete definitely way better than 9. I want to say that the Jets would get 2 here, but I do like that you brought up the Fernando Mendoza and Kirk Cousins comparison, bringing up the Jackson Dart, Russell Wilson comparison. I think that works right there. That gives him some exposure, some play time, because in the end, I do think he does want to play, which makes the Jets a viable answer. So I'm sorry to give you the 1 here, but again, still a good amount of show left. And we know from last week, it all just matters about rapid fire, am I right? I'm sorry. Going into the next question. 2 weeks ago, the NBA fined the Indiana Pacers and the Utah Jazz for, quote, violating the league's player participation policy by resting healthy players to improve draft positioning, end quote. If that sounds familiar? That's because it is the professional way to say the 2 teams tanked. Both teams have vehemently denied purposely tanking, but if you ask me, the Jazz were totally tanking. While this might be effective, give me another way the league could penalize teams tanking and why it would work. Parker, you start off.
Yeah, I think it's less of penalizing. I see it more of creating a new rule that a team can't have a top 4 draft pick 2 years in a row. I don't think fining is effective. We've seen what NBA money looks like. It's not really working. So I think taking the route more of de-incentivizing is going to be more effective. We only see there's only maybe 3 generational talents in a draft. So if teams can't get a top 4 pick 2 years in a row, then there's no point to tank because they're just going to be losing money, losing fans. Like, look at the Wizards. I've never met a Wizards fan. So
My roommate's a
That's
Wizards
fair.
fan, actually. Believe
Have
it or
I met
not.
your roommate?
No,
Never
you
met a
haven't,
Wizards
but-
fan. So I think that's the most effective route to prevent tanking in the league.
All right, Raymond.
For me, I like Charles Barkley's idea of hitting these billionaires in their pockets. I think a new rule that the NBA needs to implement is if your team is a certain amount of games below 500, you need to have a cap on ticket prices and concession stand prices. So that means if you're a Brooklyn Nets fan, those $10 beers this year is $5 beers this year. Those $1,000 courtside floor level seats are $500, anywhere between $5 to $100. You need to hit these billionaires in their pockets, so then they'll start feeling obligated to put a more competitive team on the court. So I'm gonna go with hitting these billionaires right where it hurts.
That's creative. That might get their attention then. That might.
We have changed rules over the years, and it still hasn't worked.
Cody,
Yeah,
what's up?
these billionaires have pretty endless pockets. I don't know. They'll be concerned. I don't know how concerned they'll be. My biggest problem with tanking really is it does ruin the competitive integrity of the league, but it also just makes it way less entertaining. Nobody wants to tune into a team that you know is trying to lose. And so how do we punish these teams that are trying to lose? You give the fans what they want. You give them competitive games. You make them play more games. You take these lottery teams. This is a really fun answer. I hope you like it. You put them in a tournament, and they play. And the better you play, the further you go, the higher your draft pick will be. I think that the only way to get teams to stop losing is to make them win to get what they want, which is ultimately the first overall pick. If your team goes on a run, you get a lot of help. You're instantly, for example, this year, if you make a run in the postseason loser bracket, you can go take Boozer or DeBonsta or Peterson, whoever you choose. That instantly makes you a contender to be a 5 seed next year.
Creative answers. I like that answer too. Unfortunately, I just have an issue with the fact that you get teams that could be injured, that could just miss the playoffs, and all of a sudden they're magically healthy or something like that. Competitive teams, and now you're rewarding them, and maybe that is, maybe that does affect tanking. I think it will, but I think that there is some issues at times. I still like your answer, Raymond. I guess I'll have to give you the 3-year. I think.
Billionaires, baby.
It's creative, and I do see that. The Mavericks, after they traded Luka, they actually raised season ticket prices.
Yeah, a lot of these season ticket holders are committing a lot of money before even seeing the product on the court.
That's a good point. Too bad the mic cannot hear you at all. Cody, I'm going to give you the 2 here because the creativity. Parker, I'm sorry. I'm not really meaning to, give you these
Make them play,
points.
man.
Yeah.
Make them play.
Said everybody watches women's sports.
No, I
Do
swear,
we need to
Parker.
talk about this?
You don't need to give her the mic. Parker, there's so much game left in this show tonight. Yep, so 2 blocks are down, only 1 to go. Rapid fire is coming up. You won't want to miss the most entertaining round of all, as well as finding out who will be this week's winner. All of this is coming up on College Crossfire. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We have made it to the last and final round, Rapid Fire. Before we start, we do have to say who is currently in the lead, and that is actually right now Raymond with 13 points, Cody right behind at 12, and Parker not so far behind either at 9 points. So, I hope you guys are ready once again. All questions have not been prepared or seen by the contestants, so it will be all gas, no breaks from here on out. Let's get right into question number 1. Sorry. All right. We in the United States, maybe not me to this extent, celebrated winning gold against our rival Canada like it was the 4th of July on Saturday and also Sunday. And for Canada fans, many of them couldn't accept the fact that the U.S. team had gone to the level of the Canadian team. In fact, one fan decided to chainsaw his TV in frustration, as you can see on the screen. And while genuine or made for clicks on the internet, it shows the feeling many had after the heartbreaker for the country up north. So my question is, what sport loss have you experienced in your lifetime that made you feel this way, and why? Anyone can grab the mic whenever they want to.
Oh, I'm starting. Every single Buffalo Bills playoffs loss in the last, I'm going to say 5 years. Let me tell you, after we lost to the Broncos, which that was a catch, by the way, I was sobbing in my room for a solid 3 hours straight. Addie had to send me wellness checks, didn't eat, like, absolutely devastating. So it might be more emotional, but I cried last year when we lost. I'm trying to think of just, like, every single Buffalo Bills playoff loss in the last 5 years, because somehow we managed to lose in the most soul-crushingly devastating and ridiculously stupid, heartbreaking ways. So
I'm so sorry.
thank you for your condolences. I need that. I appreciate it.
All right, Cody.
Yeah, I'm gonna paint a picture here for you, TJ. The year is 2024, and the New York Knicks are finally good after years of being terrible. They are good for a couple of years. They make it to the year 2024, and they're out there against the Indiana Pacers, and they just keep getting hurt. And OG Anunoby gets hurt, and I'm in the building for Game 7, Madison Square Garden against the Pacers. OG Anunoby limping out, and I don't know what type of drugs he was on, but he looked like a robot out there. He comes out, bangs the 3 on the first possession. We go crazy. We're like, oh, we're going to win. And then the Pacers slaughtered us. Fast forward to 2025. The Knicks take down the Pistons, take down the Celtics. I'm there when we beat the Celtics. Everyone's going crazy. And then you just get to Indiana, and they seem to be the Knicks' kryptonite once again. And frankly, 2 years in a row, it's a lot. It's a lot of heartbreak, especially for a Knicks fan who grew up with such a terrible team. And over the last 4 years, they've been so incredible, and they just can't seem to get past that damn Halliburton.
You want to talk about playoff kryptonite?
Yeah, there seems to be a lot of comparison between the Bills and Knicks, especially with the sudden relevance.
I want to take you back to the 2021-2022 football season with the Green Bay Packers hosting the NFC Championship game against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And watching Matt LaFleur willingly give Tom Brady the ball and ask our sorry defense to stop Tom Brady from not getting 4 first downs, 3 first downs, 2 first downs, 1 first down. He asked our defense to stop Tom Brady from getting 1 first down. And then Kevin King single-handedly cost us that game. He gave up 14 points. 14 points. How to play off coverage by 20 yards and still get beat by 15 yards by Scotty Miller. Scotty Miller. So, yes, the 2022 NFC Championship game, Green Bay Packers, our last legit chance to win a Super Bowl in the Aaron Rodgers era. Matt LaFleur took the ball out of Aaron Rodgers' hands. That's a heartbreaking one for me.
Yeah, I can see how that could be a little heartbreaking.
Yeah. Packers are always good.
Yeah, so, look, I can't tell you guys who won. We'll reveal that all at the end. But great answers all around there, all right?
Scotty
Going
Miller's
to the
quick.
next question.
First guy in, last guy out.
Tom Brady called pro wrestling cute over the weekend, which promoted 14-time WWE champ Randy Orton to say that he wanted to RKO the NFL legend. While it's pretty popular to have other athletes make cameos in WWE, I don't think this collaboration between Brady and Orton will happen. But with that being said, if you could see 2 athletes get in the ring together to fight, who would you want to see in the ring and why?
First of all, I want to talk to Tom Brady for a second because that is ridiculous. Pro wrestling may not be a competitive sport, but those guys are definitely athletes. Those guys are definitely athletes, and calling it cute is kind of messed up. I'm gonna go with Odell Beckham Jr. and Josh Norman. I'm still hung up on that. It was 10 years ago now, and those guys used to go at it on field. You know what? Actually, what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna make it receivers against cornerbacks. I want a tag team match. I want Odell Beckham Jr. and Mike Evans going up against Marshawn Lattimore and Josh Norman. We're bringing back 2016. We're letting them go at it. These guys used to throw their helmets at each other, and 10-ounce gloves, no headgear. Let them go.
The double, man. Going all out with that.
No, wait, I'm not ready yet.
Two athletes that I want to see. Give me Myles Garrett versus Mason Rudolph in a ring.
That's not even fair.
In a
He's gonna
ring,
beat the crap out of you.
unsanctioned, no disqualifications, no DQs, all weapons are legal. So Mason Rudolph has a chance. He can bring any weapon he wants. And then we saw how he did with the freaking the helmet and everything like that. Give me Mason Rudolph and Myles Garrett. Give me a good AFC North collision in a wrestling ring. Put all that action in a ring. It's cinema.
Cinema. All right.
Okay. This is going to be a stretch. Say that there's no lawyers. Say there's no rules, none of that involved. Give me 9 versus in this case he's an athlete, Colin. I want to see Colin take his pure spirited hatred of JJ McCarthy to the ring, battle it out. Because I have never seen someone hate like Colin hates JJ McCarthy. I want to see the 9 face. I want to see the 9 face in real time. 9 versus the Colin Flickinger. That's
The Collins face.
yeah. And then if Colin loses, put his face on 9.
Last semester's tournament and champion winner, Colin. That was a amazing rant he had on 9 last semester. That's hilarious. All right, moving on to the last and final question of tonight's show. Some people liked the trivia that end rapid fire last week. Some people didn't. But I'm going to do it again. So here's the question. Brazilian Lucas Pinheiro Brathen won gold in the men's giant slalom this Winter Olympics, alpine skiing, this 2026 Winter Olympics. It marked a significant moment in Olympic history as it was the first time Brazil had ever won a medal in the Winter Olympics. While it might be Brazil's first medal, many other countries in South America have also participated in the Winter Olympics, with the first time being in 1928. How many medals, either gold, silver, or bronze, do you think South America as a continent has won in total? And you'll even get a bonus 2 points if you can guess which country has gotten the most medals.
Ever? Total ever?
So, well, just an extra bonus 2 points if you can guess which country has the most medals in South America. The question is, how many gold medals in total do you think the South American countries have gotten collectively?
Gold medals?
No, I'm sorry, gold,
Total.
just medals in total.
Just in winter?
Just in the winter.
Just in the Winter Olympics? I know the answer. I'm going to go with 27. And for the bonus, the country with the most medals. I'm just going to take a wild guess here because I feel like it wouldn't be like Argentina or Brazil. I'm going to go Peru. I think
Peru is. I was not expecting to hear that one. All right. Who knows? They could be some speed skating experts down there.
You're not ready?
I'm not ready.
Is it my fault that she's not ready?
You guys
All right, I
gotta
can
give
go.
a poker face out for this one.
I can go, even though it's technically her turn. I'm gonna go a little lower than 27. For some reason, the number 19 came to me. I'm not really sure why. I just feel like if that was Brazil's first ever medal, how many other countries don't have a medal? And you got to figure a couple countries have multiple. So I'm gonna stick with 19, and I'm afraid I'm gonna get prices righted for that. And I think that we gotta take one of the South America countries that gets a little cold, right? With mountains, surely. I'll go Argentina.
Argentina?
It's how many medals did South America have before Brazil won?
In total. It's basically Brazil.
Counting Brazil? Oh, 1. I'm going to take 1. And
Wow.
yes. And wait, actually no. Wait, yes. 1. And well, I guess if it's 1, if
1928 though.
Okay. And I guess if it's 1, then Brazil. And then also if it's the lowest number, then I don't know.
Yeah, theoretically, you might be closer to the right. You might be closer to the
You
right.
kind of did the strategic
Yeah,
pick
that
here.
was the strategic
All right.
pick.
So, I guess I'll give the answer out. All right.
Yeah.
It's 1.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
That was the first medal
I love
South
it.
America has ever won. I cannot believe that.
I didn't know.
You spoiled it. I was expecting all you guys to overshoot it. But congratulations. That was a good one. So, what a show we had tonight, man. That was a fantastic showing from all three of our contestants on the show tonight. But we do only allow one winner. And that winner is, with 27 total points, she gets a revenge. Parker Keston wins Crossfire tonight. You on FaceTime?
Oh my gosh, Josh Allen. I think it was the power. I had to like kind of Uno reverse it and unjinx myself. So,
one medal.
I'm.
Got that right.
I can't believe it. This is redemption.
Her getting that like 100% right.
Yeah. She got it, yeah, because of it.
Oh my gosh. This is my redemption round. I really needed this for my ego.
That was clutch. You showed up in overtime, which
I never do.
showed up in OT.
Yeah.
That's big. So, impressive showing. Congratulations. Glad to have you on for the next show next week. And thank you to everyone who makes this show possible, from the contestants to the in-studio personnel, all the people in Master Control, especially our executive producer, Graybill Silva, and to you, the audience. Thanks for watching. Remember to tune into our other shows here at TSTV Sports, which include the 1-0 Sports Show on Fridays at 11 and College Press Box on Tuesdays at 6. We're glad you joined us here for College Crossfire. We hope to see you next week to watch Parker try to defend her title. This has been TJ Krulowitz. Have a great night.